Hey friends, it's Aaronica and welcome back to my channel as we head into day 11 of Vlogmas. Today I'm bringing to you the best handmade, aka hand sewn or machine sewn, I should say, gifts that people would legit want. And I know it's like, Aaronica, what do you mean that people would legit want? Because you know what? I see those memes. I see those little jokey jokes of nobody wants your handmade gift. Trust me, they're going to want some of these. Okay, friends? So let's go ahead and get started with the handmade gifts that people actually want that I have for you. We're going to start off good. And the first gift is a personalized pillowcase. Now, some of you might be saying, I don't want that, but some of you probably have your names written on things that are easy to find. Now, I have never once in my life seen Aaronica written on a pillowcase and in some embroidery. Never. Never, not once. And as a child who grew up wanting their name on everything, I now can make that happen for myself simply with either my Cricut and using some vinyl to go ahead and cut it out. I can also use my sublimation option. And lastly, I can use my embroidery machine. Now, if you are someone who's found it hard to find either the spelling of their name or their name period, I know that you want some of this as well. Also, we're going into 2024 and we're committing to like health and happiness. And who doesn't want healthy and happy hair? Okay. So that's why I think that you need to make sure that you go ahead and pick out some really good fabric. I love a good satin or silk pillowcase. Why? Because we got to protect our crowns. Okay, friends? That is whether you are a person of color or not. Yes. Go ahead and make sure that you're choosing a satin or a silk to protect these strands of hair, okay? And then just go ahead and get to writing with your either embroidery or with your Cricut vinyl cutter or a silhouette vinyl cutter. Or I think that actually Brother has one too. Very cool. I say go for whatever it is that you know and throw somebody's name up on a pillowcase, especially if you know it's been hard for them. If you're like, hey girl, well, how do I know what sizes to make as far as pillowcases? Made for Mermaids did a pillowcase last year for the 12 days of Vlogmas, or I'm sorry, that's me doing Vlogmas. Last year, Made for Mermaids did a 12 days of Christmas presents, Christmas freebies, and I was the one responsible for their pillowcase. So we released pillowcases from twin on up to body-sized pillowcases. So go ahead and make those pillowcases. They are super fast and easy to make. If you're like, okay, Aaronica, but where can I get something that's not going to break the bank? As far as fabric options, I got mine from Fabric Wholesale Direct and I paid really good pricing for it. At the time when I made my purchase, I was buying enough fabric to make 35 twin pillowcases. Judge someone else. I was teaching a class and I spent under $150 for all of that fabric. So this is definitely something that is easy as far as skill set goes, as well as it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. You're not going to break the bank making this gift for someone, okay? So go ahead and get started on that. But don't worry, I've got you covered with a link in the caption. Gift number 2 are bowl cozies. Now, when I started making these bowl cozies, I'm not going to lie, my husband was like, why do we want these? But listen, when it comes time for soup or if you're using something that is super cold, he was the first one looking for these bowl cozies. And you know who knew where they were? My daughter Aurora, because she was like, yes, these bowl cozies are everything. If you are like, I need a quick and easy present, maybe doing a hostess gift or something along those lines, doing bowl cozies out of like a really great fabric is an amazing gift. Why? Because these are useful presents. Super easy to make. You just need some quilting cotton as well as some batting, and you don't even need very much. If you have about a yard, it's going to take you really far because each one of them is it's less than a fat quarter to make one. Seriously. So go ahead and get that fabric and get those bowl cozies out. If you're like, hey girl, I want some help to sew these, I will actually be sewing these live on YouTube on Tuesday the 12th. We will be making these together. So make sure that you set your alarms, turn on the notification bell, and go live with me as I sew them, okay? And you don't have to come with your fabric pre-cut out. We will likely be doing that as a collective, okay? Don't forget that it's got to be a set. Now, I'm a family of 5, so I hate it when sets are only 4. So we'll be making probably about 5, because I believe a set is a 5, because that is what my family is. That's also the really beautiful thing, is that if you know of a family of 5 or 7 or some of these odd numbers, then that means that you're able to make a custom amount for that family, so that everyone is able to get one of their own. So that is fabric. That is gift number 2. Gift number 3. Now listen, this is probably going to be really obvious, but a quilt. I didn't really respect how beautiful quilts are until someone gifted me one for my son. And it's hands down his favorite blanket ever. And it's like it's red, it's got these trucks on it. It is super cute. When I tell you that gifts that are quilted are some of my favorite things, like the bowl cozy is kind of quilted, but not completely. But quilts are definitely something that are typically made from the heart, even if they're being sold. Someone like cut all of that fabric, sewed it all together, then quilted it. Y'all, I've only gotten as far as making the quilt top and not the actual quilting process. And I promise you, I'm still over here expecting my kids to be thankful, and they have not even received the quilt itself yet. So if you are someone who is a quilter and you're looking for someone to gift a quilt to, I want you to know that I'm always receiving quilts, okay? I'm joking, but not. But quilts are really a beautiful way to tie in either what you know about someone's home, what you know about someone's interests, or even how someone makes you feel. So definitely do not sleep on that as a gift to someone else, especially if you are a quilt artist. Your art is needed and appreciated. If you've got some kids in your life, definitely don't sleep on making those handmade plushies. So we did the Dino Chicken Nugget together, and I don't even know where my Triceratops is because the kids have already run off with it. I haven't even had a chance to put my filler back into my garage because more are being requested. Those plushies are something that are timeless as well as ageless, because I am 40 and I love a plushie. Some of my favorite freebie plushies are, of course, the Dino Chicken Nugget. Made for Mermaids came out with one as well, and you can make a little mermaid, and the mermaid tail is removable or not. And actually, Petite Stitchery just came out with a freebie as well. So definitely go ahead and get started with some of that plushie making. And if you have your own, definitely make your own pattern. I was actually gifted a plushie from someone who I coached. Actually, they were in my first coaching cohort when I was coaching, doing group coaching for blogging, which I will be bringing back in the new year. But she gifted me one of her handmade items, and it sits in my office. And I promise you, no less than one time a week do my kids come in and still ask me for that plushie. For reference, I've got a 6-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 13-year-old, and all of them love plushies. So do not sleep on that. Now, I highly, highly, highly recommend that Dino Chicken Nugget. Grab hold of some Sherpa and make it happen. Someone actually asked it in the comment section what my thoughts were using on interfacing inside of the plushies. I don't personally think that it's necessary if you're using like a Sherpa, or if you're using something that is thicker. If you are using a fabric that you do feel like is thinner, definitely interface that so that it can last as long as your love for the person who is receiving it. I always feel like aprons are one of the most made, literally the most made type of garments out there. And yes, it is a garment because you wear it. But every time I go to look for an apron and I don't have one, I'm like, oh, I could really go for an apron as a present for myself. In fact, one of my girlfriends, Kamali Obiago, she's actually a phenomenal maker in this space. She made me my apron, and when I moved, it got lost in the move. So if you are someone who cooks, or you know someone who is cooking, definitely making them an apron so that their garments can stay protected as they cook and they nurture their families or themselves is a plus. Taking that gift to the next level, go ahead and make them a matching oven mitt and pot holder little set as well. And that right there makes an ideal gift, especially if you're going to someone's house who is hosting you. Fantastic hostess gift or host gift, especially if you're going to see a man. Men need aprons as well. Aprons are a gender neutral gift, and I highly, highly, highly recommend them. Definitely do it out of a fun fabric, or do it out of something that no one would think about, like denim. Like, no one is out here really being like, ooh, let me make a denim apron, right? But get yourself some denim, make a denim apron with some denim pot holders. Oh, I love that for us. Also, I'm in like a denim phase, so maybe that's why I love it. I've done the jackets out of the pre-quilted fabric from Joann's, and I feel like that would make an excellent apron and oven mitt slash pot holder little combo deal. And then if you're ready to take it to the next level, go ahead and embroider on it too, or throw in some vinyl to make it real cheeky. Yes. Obviously, I think I might be gifting myself that for Christmas. If you have some leftover fabric, or if you've been holding on to scraps for a really long time, this one is going to be for you. And that is making some fabric baskets. Made for Mermaids actually has a pattern for small fabric baskets, but I've seen quite a few of the bigger fabric baskets that can hold anything from fabric, of course, because we always need storage for that, to other things, right? And depending upon the fabric that you use, it can really zhuzh up a room, it can add to it, but also hello organization. We don't all have to be going through Marie Kondoing our lives in order to want to organize our spaces, especially in style. So definitely get some really good quilting fabric. I definitely think that like Cloud9 has an aesthetic that is so close to my own. I love Cloud9 fabrics. I also love Art Gallery fabrics. Those are two of some of my favorites. Grab hold to some of those and get to making some of these fabric baskets. If you're like, Aaronica, I need a pattern, don't worry, I got you covered in the caption. Now, last year, this was the gift that I gave all of the teachers, and they were so easy to make that I made most of them when I was on TikTok Live, and that is a tote bag, but not just like your basic tote bag. I made the cutest, like wider tote bags, not necessarily longer, but I loved how big they were because they made it so that the teachers could use them, and they were super stylish, very, very cute. In fact, all of the teachers this year, they're still at my kids' schools, we're still using those bags. I love to give a functional gift. And I used a pattern that was from Petite Stitchery, and it's a pattern that you can either quilt very quickly, not necessarily doing like any of the in-depth quilting unless that's your jam. Definitely do it. But I opted not to quilt mine, and they came out beautifully. These get tote bags. I actually use a fabric that was designed for like upholstery to give it an extra level of like, it's not gonna break. And then I lined it with some funny fabrics. I think I used bacon on one fabric. I knew that one of my teachers was Jewish, so I used like something that was Hanukkah related for her lining. So definitely do not sleep on those bags as gifts, okay? They make fantastic gifts, especially for teachers who are, you know, not only taking care of our kids, but they're toting things back and forth, okay? So treat somebody in your life to a gift tote bag. And also, I did embroider their names on them because sometimes you can't find things like Taisha in the store. So for me, I love to give personalized gifts because I know what it feels like to not be able to find my name in a store. So the more you can personalize that gift, the better. That's what I'm going to leave that as. Now, this is another really great scrap buster, but if you have a lot of like odd size scraps or you want to like sew them together, make some fabric gift bags. Now, we did already sew, and I did show you how I made my reusable gift wrap. This is something that is along those same lines, and it's just as simple as sewing up 2 seams to give it some extra, you know, togetherness, right? And you don't even have to necessarily throw in like a casing so that you could tie it, because that could always be added on. But literally just doing gift bags, not only are they beautiful, but they're reusable, so someone can keep that and re-gift it to someone else. Now, y'all know that I'm like sustainability, sewing, and of course the combination of those 2 things together really gives my heart joy. So keep that, like, just keep that tucked away as a really great option. Now, I don't know if I would necessarily gift it to someone, but I would definitely put my gift in that to someone so that they could then reuse it. But I do love that notion of being able to give someone a gift that is wrapped in something that they could also reuse and upcycle or use to store things in as well. I don't know if it's because I have a lot of hair, or if it's because I'm a mom of two girls who have so much hair. But hair accessories are definitely a top gift in this here household. And because of my kids' hair, I like to make their hair ties, especially those scrunchies are coming back in style. I feel like scrunchies are always in style, but you can also make your own like little hair clips. I've got these clips in my hair. These are from Joann's. Joann's was doing like 70% off of all of their like holiday stuff. So your girl might have gone a little crazy in there, but I feel like it was definitely a good thing and would hands down do it again. But making scrunchies, making headbands, making like the head scarves, making sleep hats, making the shower caps, all of those things that everyone needs, definitely hands down excellent gifts, especially because you can choose beautiful fabrics. Again, shout out to Fabric Wholesale Direct for their really great prices as well as fast shipping on their fabrics. So definitely investigate what hair accessories. We will actually be sewing hair ties, or rather hair scrunchies, as well as headbands on live on the 14th of December. So definitely save that date. Make sure you turn on the notifications so that you know when I go live for that as well. So yeah, definitely hair accessories. And that's not something I would necessarily personalize or customize, but you can really make it their own. So there's so many different ways that you can take your basic scrunchie and turn it into something else. We'll be utilizing a scrunchie crown or like a scrunchie headband pattern. We'll be making a giant scrunchie, and then we'll also be making a scrunchie that is that has the little tie on it, so it's got a little bow. So definitely make sure that you save the date and join us Thursday for that live sew. Okay, so I've got two more gifts. The first one is fabric coasters. I know you're like, Aaronica, but who cares about stuff like that? Listen, as I have gotten older, I have learned the impact of having a quality coaster, and I keep them everywhere. I've got them at my sewing space, which is like right here, which is why I'm pointing there. I have them at my desk where I have all of my computer stuff. I keep them everywhere. Why? Because I absolutely hate to have water or coffee or whatever it is that I'm drinking on my table spaces. I hate that. When I was younger, I was like, I don't even understand why people like coasters, but whatever. Now, your girl is here for it. I want coasters everywhere because I don't want stuff dripping on my table spaces, okay? If you're like, okay, I'm sold, where do I get this? Made for Mermaids definitely has a pattern for it, and it's for a quilted coaster. So hands down, highly recommend that for you, okay? And then our final gift, another really functional gift. Now, I was at Five Below and I saw this and I was like, this is the cutest thing in the world. I would want this as a gift. And I actually got it for my daughter because I gifted her my old laptop when I upgraded my laptop to the Apple Pro, the MacBook Pro rather. But I got her this Sherpa, like it's not Sherpa lined. The outside is Sherpa because that is apparently the in material right now. And it's on the outside and it's the perfect laptop case for her laptop. And I even got her like this little matching crossbody that goes along with it, and it's literally just big enough to hold her phone. Both of those things make great, fantastic presents. Instead of buying my middle child one, I'm going to go ahead and make her one because she's got the Apple iPad mini. And so I'm going to go ahead and make her a little case as well. And it's perfect because it's going to be something that they're going to use daily. It's going to protect the electronics that you spend so much money on. And it's going to be cute, okay? For my daughters that I plan on making, I'm also going to add a little strap so that if she'd like to carry it around, she can. So with that, that concludes our handmade gifts that people actually want to receive and will use. Do not forget to like and subscribe, as well as turn on notifications for my channel so that you can be notified when I go live. And then drop me a comment below and tell me what handmade gifts you would love to receive this holiday season, so that way others can be inspired by what it is that you have to share. And don't forget to join me live tomorrow on Tuesday, the 12th, as we make our very own, what are we making tomorrow? Bowl cozies. So I will see you all tomorrow. And until then, enjoy your time. Bye-bye.